What's up, everybody? How you doing? We're back again with another one, and today we're checking out something a bit different from what I have been reacting to. We're checking out Tupac, Thugz Mansion. I just want to mix it up a bit, and so yeah, the Tupac Shakur, this song from the Better Days CD, the posthumous release from the 2002 album, the Better Days album, and it's also and on the, as you can see in the picture, it's the also from the greatest hits album of Tupac. And it's sort of, it serves as like a poetic of vision of heaven specifically for those who have lived a hard life on the streets. And I know mine like has this sort of like acoustic guitar production, and it's deeply emotional lyrics about finding peace. Just just where people can where as Tupac recalls it, as the G's can can finally rest without being chased by the police, and having all the drama goes on on the streets, and nothing. Police looking over their shoulders or dealing with the pressure of the world. So it's like just looking for an escape and just somewhere where they can where. So I've got hiccups. Where they can rest and just not have to deal with everyday noise and struggle and of the everyday life in the streets. So yeah, so I'm really excited to dive into this, and yeah, let's get it. Press play, that would help, wouldn't it?
Shit, tired of getting shot at, tired of getting chased by the police and arrested. Niggas need a spot where we can kick it, a spot where we belong, that's just for us. Niggas ain't gotta get all dressed up and be Hollywood. You know what I mean? Where do niggas go when we die? Ain't no heaven for a thug nigga. That's why we go to Thug Mansion. That's the only place where thugs getting free, and you gotta be a G.
It's about like inner pain and just feeling tired and just all the everyday stress of everyday life, and just having to always look over your shoulder all the time, and just somewhere where we can rest. It's just even in this intro, like we ain't got to dress up and be Hollywood. We're not trying to do that. We just want to find a place where we can just to rest, and just where we can chill, relax, and just not have to worry about anything. Because I feel like sometimes as people in everyday life, we need that. Just a place where we can just rest and not have to, just all the struggles and everything that bothers you of everyday life. Whether it's from work, whatever situation, what you're going through, whatever dramas and that. You just want to have a place where you can just rest, where you can relax, and just chill for a bit. You know what I mean? So this is the foundation of what the song's about. So
it's for us. Niggas ain't gotta get all dressed up and be Hollywood. You know what I mean? Where do niggas go when we die? Ain't no heaven for a thug nigga. That's why we go to Thug Mansion. That's the only place where thugs getting free, and you gotta be a G. At Thug Mansion. A place to spend my quiet nights, time to unwind, so much pressure in this life of mine. I cried times I once contemplated suicide, and would have tried, but when I held that knife, all I could see was my mama's eyes.
Just think about those lines right there. This is things about like once, like contemplating suicide, and the drummer when he held that nine, like. And he contemplated suicide, but all he could see with his mama's eyes, and his thing, and then he was thinking, like if he did kill himself, then okay, the pain for him would be ended, but and he's thinking, how selfish would that be? Because then he's passing that pain onto his mother, and I think that that's the awful thing about suicide. It's such a it's a very deep and touchy subject, to even talk, to talk about and to really go into, because I feel that when they say they don't know if it takes balls or cowardice to commit suicide. I don't think it takes balls. Well, it kind of does, but it's also a very cowardice thing to do, because you're not just, you may be ending the pain for yourself, but you're transferring that pain to someone, to your family member, and your friends, your friends and family. You're passing it on. You're passing that pain on to somebody else, and that grief, because so your friends and family, they got to deal with of they got to deal with the fact that that you're gone, that you've ended your life, and then they got to deal with that pain. So then it makes it worse for you're making it worse for them. So you're just transferring that pain onto them. So you're not really ending pain only for yourself. So I think that committing suicide is a very selfish act. It really is. It's very selfish. But just one opening lines like, well, sorry.
Time to unwind, so much pressure in this life of mine. I cried times I once contemplated suicide and would have tried, but when I held that knife, all I could see was my mama's eyes. No one knows my struggle, they only see the trouble. Not knowing it's hard to carry on when no one loves you. Picture me inside the misery of poverty. No man alive has ever witnessed struggles I survived. Praying hard for better days, promise to hold on. Me and my dogs ain't have a choice but to roll on. We found a finally spot to kick it, where we could drink liquor and know what.
So as Tupac says, like, what the thug life, and so it can be, as just the word like thug, to people who didn't understand Tupac or didn't understand his music, and they hear the word thug, they would go by the dictionary term of the word thug, and and that's all they will connect Tupac. When he's talking about thug life, but Tupac was talking about like the underdog. So like the hate you gave little infants fucks everyone. It's just but it was an acronym. It's an acronym. But it's also like a movement. It's like, in terms of not to go out and to do harm, and to be like the dictionary term of the word thug, but as a thug, as somebody who came from the bottom and is trying to make it, and just trying to rise above all the fucking dirty circumstances that they've been forced to grow up in, and trying to rise above that, and trying to better themselves. That's what what thug life was about.
The struggles I survived, praying hard for better days, promise to hold on. Me and my dogs ain't have a choice but to roll on. We found a finally spot to kick it, where we could drink liquor and know what bickers over trick shit. A spot where we could smoke in peace, and even though we G's, we still visualize places that we could roll in peace. And in my mind's eye, I see this place the players going past. I got a spot for us all, so we can ball at Thugz Mansion. Survive all the fights in the darkness, trouble sparks. They tell me home is where the heart is, dear departed. I shed tattooed tears and couldn't sleep good for multiple years. Witness peers, cats, gunshots, nobody cares. Seen the politicians ban us, they rather see us locked in chains. Please explain why they can't stand us.
Oh man, that's hard right there. So talking about catching like the tattooed tears, and like the struggle of trying to be the good guy while living in an environment that demands violence violence for survival. It's just, and that was just crazy. And the fact that they feel that the government just don't want to see them rise up and be like see like the black people rising up and becoming like better people and bettering themselves. They'd rather see them locked in chains. That's no, just even hearing those words. I mean, Tupac was, you know, not saying he was always right about everything, but he always spoke about how he feels, how he felt, and it was just, it's just this this song, like "Life Goes On" and "Changes." The changes, especially. I mean, even though that was recorded so long ago, 30 years ago, but it's still fucking relevant to this day, and it still hits hard to this day because it's time. It's just timeless classic. Um, but and the message in the song as well is, it's very timeless because it's still relevant even today. And his song "Life Goes On." It's just real. He's just speaking about how he's always spoke about how he feels, whether he's right or he's wrong. He felt how he felt, and he always spoke on it, and he always did that. He always very vocal about a lot of things, and.
Will I survive all the fights in the darkness? Trouble sparks. They tell me home is where the heart is, dear departed. I shed tattooed tears and couldn't sleep good for multiple years. Witness peers, cats, gunshots, nobody cares. Seen the politicians ban us, they rather see us locked in chains. Please explain why they can't stand us. Is there a way for me to change? Or am I just a victim of things I did to maintain? I need a place to rest my head with the little bit of homeboys that remain. Cause all the rest there is there.
I just need a place to rest my head with the homeboys that remain, because the rest of them are dead. See, and then that's the key point in this song. It's just like, can we find a place where we can rest? That where we can go, where we don't have to deal with all the drama, all the police chasing us looking over our shoulders, and and all the gang violence and all that. Is there a place? Can we find a place where we can actually just go and just to rest, and where we can chill, we can just be ourselves, we can relax, not have to worry about the struggles of everyday life. Just be able to chill and relax. But it's just the messaging of the words in the song, and it's just.
Wait for me to change, or am I just a victim of things I did to maintain? I need a place to rest my head with the little bit of homeboys that remain. Cause all the rest there is there a spot for us to grow. If you find it, I'll be right behind you. Show me and I'll go. How can I be peaceful? I'm coming from the bottom. Watch my daddy scream peace while the other man shot him. I need a house that's full of love when I need to escape the deadly places slinging drugs in Thugz Mansion. Your baby boy's doing good. Tell the homies I'm in heaven and they ain't got hoods. Seen a show with Marvin Gaye last night. It had me shook, dripping peppermint schnapps with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. Then some lady named Billie Holiday sang, sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came.
Sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came. To the day came Malcolm X when he got shot. Yeah. Just to mention Marvin Gaye, Jackie Wilson, Sam Cooke, or musicians. I don't know really that much about Marvin Gaye, Jackie Wilson, and Sam Cooke. I've heard their names and Billie Holiday, but I don't know them much about them to be able to talk about them in this reaction. But I don't know enough about them to really go on. But Malcolm X. Yeah, and him getting shot. No, and it was just like, speaking on about the like the oppressed rising up against the oppressor, basically, and that's what Tupac's music was really about: is the oppressed rising up against the oppressor, and it's just crazy, because when you're trying to do good and you want to do good, you want to help people. There's people out there that just want to take that from you, and they want to kill you for it. But if you're out there just trying to do bad things, okay, that's cool. Yeah. But the moment you try and do good, you're trying to help people and try and do what you can to help people through tough times and what have you, and you do what you can to be there to help and be there as a supporter of people and trying to help. You get assassinated for it. It's like people don't. It's just quite. I don't want. I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to go off on a long tangent and make this like a 30-minute video. But you know what I mean? It's like, damn.
In the sky. Dear mama, don't cry, your baby boy's doing good. Tell the homies I'm in heaven and they ain't got hoods. Seen a show with Marvin Gaye last night. It had me shook, dripping peppermint schnapps with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. Then some lady named Billie Holiday sang, sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came. Little Natasha show grown, tell the lady in the liquor store that she's forgiven, so come home.
Oh, told the lady in the liquor store that she's forgiven, so come home. And it's like referencing Latasha Harlins. The young girl whose death helped spark the '92 LA riots. Saying like, "Oh, she's grown," and the lady and the lady that shot her is forgiven to come home. Oh, this it sort of just highlights a theme of radical forgiveness and peace, and that's the key theme of this song. It's about forgiveness. It's about peace. It's about just chilling out and just trying to find a way to just everyone can just relax, be able to find a place to rest and just as I keep saying, that's the key theme of this song. To get away from all the drama, just it's just.
Night. It had me shook, dripping peppermint schnapps with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. Then some lady named Billie Holiday sang, sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came. Little Natasha show grown, tell the lady in the liquor store that she's forgiven, so come home.
And that's the key thing as well. Like this song, like it's just like Thugz Mansion isn't about glorifying a thug lifestyle. It's about the universal like a human desire, for an end to suffering. It's like it's Tupac's way of like saying that those who did wrong to survive deserve a place of love and quiet nights. It's like the people who are doing wrong, they did wrong things. Might had to do some bad things, but it wasn't because they just wanted to do bad things, but they were doing bad things because it was a matter of survival. It was literally, I mean, just, do you know what? All eyes on me. Yes, that's why I love Tupac. I think he's such a was a great such a great songwriter, storyteller, and he can just take how we can just take somebody else's pain and internalize it, and just to be able and then write about it, and it's so real.
It had me shook, dripping peppermint schnapps with Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke. Then some lady named Billie Holiday sang, sitting there kicking it with Malcolm till the day came. Little Natasha show grown, tell the lady in the liquor store that she's forgiven. So come home, maybe in time you'll understand. Only God can save us. When Miles Davis cutting loose with the band, just think all the people that you knew in the past that passed on, they in heaven found peace that lasts. Picture a place that they exist together. There has to be a place better than this in heaven. So right before I sleep, dear God, what I'm asking, remember this face, save me a place in Thugz Mansion.
Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, that's just Dave. He just what great storytelling songwriter Tupac was. But it's just I just think back and in 30 years ago, 1996. September 7th, 1996 in Las Vegas. I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm sure anybody and everybody who was a Tupac fan would be like, "Well, if only he didn't go to Vegas. If only he didn't go to Vegas, then he wouldn't have got shot and he wouldn't have been killed, and then that wouldn't have happened." Man, I can't even begin to tell you how many times that thought has gone around my head. That thought in my head has been going around. I've had that thought in my head for the past 30 years. It's just like, if only he chose not to go to Vegas and not do that and do something else, and it's just crazy. It's just hard. It's very heartbreaking that we the rap game, and us fans all over the world. We lost a good one. It's just a shame that he lost to they lost their life to such violence, such avoidable of violence that can be so avoided so easily. If they just made different decisions. But anyway, I love the storytelling on this. I love the song, love the message. But yeah, how about you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now, guys. Peace out. To big up yourselves, and I appreciate you for taking the time out to watch this videos. If you only watch it for 30 seconds and just think, "Oh, this is a load of crap," I am watching this. Even just that 30 seconds, just spend that shortest amount of time with me it means a lot. So yeah. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you all. Much love. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now. Cheers. Peace. Peace out. Peace.